Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is downtown Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It is raining and it has been like this for several days. So you know one thing is coming, hurricane season. Stay tuned to find out 5 tips on what you can do to prepare your property and get your insurance ready for hurricane season 2020.
Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Guerrero. I'm a personal injury, PIP, and property insurance attorney in the state of Florida. Welcome to my channel, the Florida Insurance Channel. Here on this channel, I hope to bring you enlightenment, updates, news, suggestions, anything that might help you in the fields of personal injury protection, personal injury, and property insurance law in the state of Florida. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions, if you have any concerns. I'll make sure to reply as soon as I can. You can also give me a call. It's going to be in the description as well. I'm always open to answering questions. May not even be related to what this channel is all about, but you know, I have a lot of people that I keep in contact with. I have a large network of friends and co-workers, and if I can't answer your questions, I'll make sure that I can guide you in the right direction so that somebody can. So today's topic is, what can you do to make sure you protect yourself and you prepare yourself for the hurricane season that's coming. Now we're in the year 2020, we're in May, at the end of May right now, and as you know, this year has already been pretty crazy. And to add on top of that, it's been predicted that this hurricane season will also be something out of the norm, and not in a good way. It's predicted to be worse than it has been in other years. We've already seen that as early as May, the weather conditions here in South Florida have been extremely violent. It's been raining right now for several days, at least in Fort Lauderdale, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna get any better. So my goal here today is to give you 5 tips on what you can do to make sure that you prepare yourself so that if your property, and specifically, you know, your house or wherever you live, is damaged because of the upcoming hurricanes, that you give yourself the best fighting chance against the insurance companies. And I'll say this through all of my videos. I don't mean to disparage anyone in particular. I know it's definitely, for the most part, you know, with the caveat, it's definitely not the attorney's fault or anything like that, but it's mainly the insurance companies that have created a world where we have to protect ourselves. We have to have an adversarial attitude towards insurance coverage. And just to put it plainly and shortly, insurance companies really aren't your friends. So I hope that you take these videos seriously, because you will optimize your opportunity to have a fighting chance in court to make sure that all those hard-earned dollars that you've paid to those insurance companies over several years, and you never made a claim, and you just want to do the right thing, and you're an honest person, that when it comes time for them to pay up for damage, legitimate damage to your property, that they don't come up with reasons to fight you. Because, you know, in my experience, doesn't matter how good of a person you are, doesn't matter how many premiums you didn't miss and how long you've been with the same company, they're gonna treat your case just like everybody else, and they're gonna find ways and reasons to deny or underpay your claim. So hopefully, by staying tuned to my channel and the different areas of law that I'm gonna talk about here, that I'm experienced and I deal with myself every day, you're gonna have a better chance and a better result at the end of the day. So I hope I can help you, at least in that sense. So let's get right to it. What's my tip number 1? Tip number 1 is gonna be to document the condition of your property. What I mean by documenting the condition of your property, I mean taking pictures or videos, anything that's gonna show how the state of your property is prior to the hurricane coming along, okay? If you have any leaks, current leaks, or anything in your roof that might be causing interior damage, you wanna document that now. If your house is in perfectly good shape, you wanna make sure that you take pictures of your ceilings. Show that there are no spots, no water spots. Show that there is no mold. Show that you don't have any other types of leaks coming into your property prior to the hurricane coming. And the reason why is because it's going to be very hard to tell if there's a spot in your ceiling. We know those can happen pretty quickly. It's going to be very hard to tell how long that has been there if you don't document it. So prepare yourself now. Get out a camera. You can use your smartphone and take pictures of everything in your property, your fence, the trees around your property if you have trees, your cars even. Make sure that you take pictures of your cars if they're going to be outside during the hurricane, because God forbid there's a tree branch that falls on top of it, or there's stones or any flying object that might break a window. It could also cause dents to your car. Make sure you take pictures of that. Make sure you take pictures of all your windows as well in case they crack, all the doors, all the ceiling around the doors. You want to make sure that you take exterior photos of your property as well. And this is all to make sure that when it comes time after the hurricane and you've had some kind of loss on your property, you want to make sure that you have this documentation so you can show the insurance company, look, my property was fine before this hurricane came along. Now, because of this hurricane, it's been damaged and my policy covers that. So I want you to give me my fair share of the policy. I want you to give me some indemnity so I can put my house back to its pre-loss condition. That's a very important thing to remember. That's what your insurance company should be giving you. Whatever it's going to cost to put your property in its pre-loss condition. Okay? Just because you can slap some tape on it and make sure that that leak doesn't happen, or it's basically not going to leak for a little while longer. Is that pre-loss condition? No, that's a temporary repair. So you want to make sure if you have an attic, you go in your attic and you make sure you show that there are no watermarks on the wood in your attic. You want to make sure that your roof is documented properly, because that's one of the main things that is damaged during a hurricane. So document your property accordingly, and it's going to save you a lot of headache later on. My second tip for you is to make sure that you save all your important documents. You want to keep these in a safe place, because when it comes time to make a claim, you're going to need them. And they're going to help you in your claim, because insurance companies are going to ask for it. They're going to want to have some proof. You already have them in your possession, so make sure they're readily available for after a hurricane hits. So when you make a claim, you set yourself up for success. And that's what we're all about here. The first document I think you should save is a 4-point inspection. That's something that has already shown pictures, already documented the status of your property prior to an insurance claim. So you want to keep that handy. Wind mitigation reports, they document the way that your roof is built, what it's withstanded, what's its useful life, remaining useful life. If you have any appraisal reports, you want to keep those handy as well. A copy of your policy, any receipts or invoices for repairs or upgrades that you've done on your property since you've had it and since you've made another claim. And the reason why is because if you're going to claim that, I did some kind of work on my property prior to this insurance claim and I need to be refunded to put that piece of property that was damaged back to its pre-loss condition, they're going to want to know, well, who did you pay? Did you get a permit for it? So if you have a permit, save a copy of a permit. Where's the invoice for that? Who did the work? These are questions that they're inevitably going to ask you, and you want to make sure that you prepare yourself. So document everything, have copies of all the documentation that you have in your possession regarding the status of your property, the condition of it. And again, it's a way to set yourself up for success in the future possible hurricane claim. The third point is to protect your property. So if you're a South Florida native, hurricanes are no new thing for you, and you got to do certain things to make sure that your property is protected accordingly. That includes putting up shutters, trimming tree limbs that might blow off and cause further damage to your property. You can hire experts to do that. You might want to bring in all the things that are outside on your patio or on your porch. to make sure that the winds don't pick up these objects and then fling them back either at your own property or somebody else's property and causes damage. So you want to minimize the amount of damage that you can potentially cause your own property or other people's property, and that includes bringing in all exterior objects to make sure that they don't become projectiles during a hurricane. The fourth point that I want to make is probably one of the most important ones, and that is to document and call for help. I combine them in one subsection here, is to document and call for help after the hurricane if you've had a loss, okay? Now, what I mean by document is the same thing. Take pictures, walk around your property, lift every shingle if you have to, and take pictures of every single one. Go back inside of your attic, show the leaks. If you see spots on your ceilings, take pictures of that. And you want to document these things, and you don't want to be negligent. You don't want to take too long and prolong this process. Everybody's busy. We get it. The last thing you want to do is open up an insurance claim and have to deal with the insurance company. It's kind of set up that way so that you're deterred from opening up a claim even to begin with. And honestly, if you cannot do the work yourself, call somebody out to do work for you. But you want to document these things, and you don't want to wait too long after the hurricane comes, because in certain policies, and as a matter of fact in most policies, there's duties that you have as well after a loss, and that includes documenting the loss. That also includes for you to give prompt notice to the insurance companies of the loss. So you don't want to take your time on this. You want to do it right away, you want to do it immediately, and you want to do it thoroughly to have, again, giving yourself the best fighting chance against the insurance companies to get yourself the best results. And you can call for help on this, okay? If you've never done it before, you can call for help. If you're somebody that's elderly, or you're just inexperienced, or you prefer having somebody else do the work for you because you're busy, and I certainly understand that, I would suggest that you either give our firm a call, or you can give a public adjuster a call. Public adjusters are individuals that they come out to your property after a loss, and they perform this documentation work themselves. They also have access, and they're trained in using certain softwares that they can estimate what it's going to cost to put your property in its pre-loss condition. So essentially, they're going to be the middleman or middlewoman between you and your insurance company, opening up the claim, providing all the documentation that we stated earlier that you would provide, showing how the loss affected your property, what it's going to cost to put it in its pre-loss condition. And a lot of public adjusters or our firm will fight on your behalf to make sure that you are properly compensated, so that the insurance company doesn't lowball you, deny your claim, or say that it's under your deductible. Those are usually the three situations that you can find yourself in. Rarely do they just say, you know what, it's really worth what the public adjuster or the law firm estimates this loss to be, and then just gives you a check for it. I've never seen it done. So you want to make sure you call for help if you're inexperienced, and we would actually suggest that. So if you have somebody that you know, a public adjuster, go right ahead and give them a call after a hurricane, and they can document and start the process for you. Or you can give me a call at my firm, the firm that I work for, I should say, and you'll have all that information again in the description. You can send me an email, you can give me a phone call. I'll be more than happy to recommend one or two public adjusters that can come out to your home and start the inspection right away. You'll be in good hands at that point. My final tip is for you to prevent the damage from getting worse. This is extremely, extremely important. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that you have a duty to notify your insurance company promptly after a loss. Okay, that means that you shouldn't be waiting a week, 2 weeks, a month before notifying it. And you have another duty, which is to mitigate the loss. What that means is that you have a duty to make sure that the loss doesn't get worse. So let's say, for example, the hurricane comes and you see this giant leak coming in through your ceiling, and it's causing damage. It's damaging everything. It's already caused a lot of damage. You want to make sure that you don't just allow that to stay the way it is, because what happens the next time it rains, next time a storm comes, water's going to get in again and it's going to make it worse. So you have a duty to prevent it from getting worse, and insurance companies will hold you to that. Okay, you've signed the contract. That's what they all have. If you haven't read your policy, newsflash, it's in there. Okay, so again, you want to make sure that you protect your property from getting damaged further. And how do you do that? You can do it yourself. You can put a tarp if it's a tarp that you need. If it's a toilet that's leaking, then you need to call out a plumber to make sure it stops the leak from continuing to flood your bathroom or whatever it might be. So you have that duty. Now, I'm gonna have another video where we talk about what to do in a situation where you have a loss and then you can't afford to do any kind of mitigation up front. Okay, we could do something called an assignment of benefits. There are many companies out there that understand this, and there's a niche created for them where they can actually come out and do the work for you without you having to pay any money up front. Okay, it's something else that you can do, and your public adjuster, again, or our firm, we can help you out fully in these matters. So those are 5 things that you should definitely look for and do to prepare yourself and give yourself the best fighting chance against these insurance companies when it comes time to making a claim after you've suffered a loss because of a hurricane. Something everybody here in South Florida is very, very familiar with. Hurricanes are no fun. There's ways that you can help minimize the damage and make sure that if you do get damage to your property, that you're paid what it's worth to put it in its pre-loss condition. I hope that this video was informative for you. If you want to keep learning about property insurance, personal injury protection, or personal injury, then you like, subscribe, and comment on my channel. That way you'll be updated on all new videos that I put out. You never know when you can use one. If you want to recommend or share it on your pages, that would work out well. You never know who's out there that might need this information. You can always call or email me. The link and the email address and the phone number are in the description below. Insurance companies are not your friends. That's why you need to watch the Florida Insurance Channel so you can be better prepared, give yourself the best fighting chance, and make sure that you're paid what your claim is worth. God bless, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.